Hello students. So today we are going to deal with a subject that is management concepts and organizational behavior, and I, Dr. Priya Raj Batolia, Assistant Professor, Bora Institute of Management Sciences, will deal with the topic that is controlling types and process. That is the part in unit number 2. So let's see what all are the things we are going to discuss in this video today. So the topics to be covered are the introduction, the concept, definition, features, importance, process, types and prerequisites of controlling. So let's start with controlling. What is controlling all about? There is a big difference between controlling and guiding. Guiding is basically about telling you about the directions or motivating you, but controlling is somewhat different than guiding. So here let us see what is controlling all about. So controlling is a process through which managers assure that actual activities conform to the planned activities. As you know that in planning the objectives are set, in controlling actually it is seen that what was being predetermined is actually achieved in reality or not, and if the things are not achieved as per decided in our objectives, controlling process takes into picture. It also compares the actual results with predetermined standards and take corrective actions if necessary. In planning, if you have targeted about producing 1000 units of a particular unit of a particular product, and in actual case you have seen that the 1000 units are not produced, actually the production is on 7000 units. So you can see the predetermined standards and actually what is being produced is somewhere different. So here in controlling you can take the corrective action where it is required, that is a gap of 300 units. So it bridges the gap between what you have decided and what actually you are doing it right now. So controlling helps in the course of action which helps you to take a corrective action. Now controlling also ensures that the organization resources are being used effectively and efficiently for the achievement of predetermined goals. Somewhere controlling helps to line up your objectives and your resources together. It helps to establish a relationship between the objectives and the resources available in the organization, and it helps you to guide accordingly. Controlling also helps to check your errors where the mistakes have already happened, and it somewhere tries to correct those mistakes. It also tells what is done and what is the actually requirement was, what was being expected. So it will show you the gap between what is done and what was being expected. It also acts as a managerial process which is universal in nature. In all the levels, in all the departments, you have to go through the process of controlling, and hence controlling is the important function of management. Let us see the concept of controlling. Controlling is primarily goal oriented function of management in an organization. As you know, the function of management starts with planning, organizing, staffing, directing and finally controlling. In planning, all the objectives are set, that what is to be done, where is to be done, how is to be done, who will do it. Control actually follows that footsteps of planning and somewhere tries to give the output what was being predetermined. So it is somewhere a goal oriented function. Every manager needs to monitor and evaluate the activities of his subordinates. Every manager needs to guide, motivate, and if there are some problems, he need to help his subordinate to solve those problems, and that is the actual process of controlling starts. It also helps in taking corrective actions by the manager in the given timeline to avoid contingency or company losses. Controlling actually helps the manager to solve all those problems which can cause a huge loss to company. A controlling is the basic process in which the manager is in a direct contact with his employee. He can know what the actual problem occurs during the time of work environment, and he can avoid those problems or those contingencies at the duration of actually when the work is in process. It is also a positive function. Somewhere in planning you can see that what the things are need to achieve. Here in controlling, instead of punishing the employees on a particular act, you need to motivate, you need to guide, you need to train the employee, and somewhere needs to provide a positive environment in which the employees can come with their problem and the company's huge loss can be recovered or can be solved on a preliminary basis. So, basically controlling is all about taking a corrective action. Let us see the definition of controlling. Controlling is determined what is being accomplished, that is evaluating the performance, and if necessary applying corrected measures so that the performance takes place according to plans. It has been said that in planning actually you set an objective, in controlling you see what is being accomplished, and if there are some corrective measures or some evaluation needs to be done, controlling does that things. It improves the performance of the employees with the help of direct supervision. He actually corrects his mistake and tries to minimize those errors in the process of controlling. Controlling is also the measuring and correcting of activities of subordinates to ensure that events conform to plan. Sometimes controlling also helps in measuring as well as correcting the activities where you find there are errors, there are mistakes, and what is being expected is not actually achieved in terms of cost, in terms of quality. So, with the help of both the definitions, you can see that controlling is more about evaluating the performance, correcting and measuring the activities wherever it is required. If you see that what was being expected is somewhere deviated than what is achieved. Coming on to the features of controlling. Point number 1 is it is a dynamic process. Controlling is a dynamic process as you need to react as the situation demands. In business environment there is change in nature. Every now and then you can see changes in the environment. It can be in terms of internal environment as well as external environment. So, the controlling process should be according to the change in situation. For example, if you see an employee who is frequently on leave, instead of taking a strict action against him, you can sit with him, you can discuss his problems, if you can somewhere try and help to solve his problems, and again if you find there is a regular absenteeism in his behavior, you can take a strict action. So, here your controlling depends on your situation, that the person is facing a particular set of situation of being regularly absent. Point number 2, it is pervasive in nature. Here it says that controlling is applicable at all levels of management. It is at top level, middle level as well as at lower level of management. Point number 3, it is a continuous process. Controlling is said to be continuous. It means that it starts at the very beginning and it ends at the last step of the function of management. So, here you need to control at every point of the process, and hence controlling is a continuous process. You need to continuously have a monitor on the performance and you need to make the required corrections wherever it is necessary. Controlling is a forward looking function, as controlling is never done for past activities, it is always done the activities which are going to happen in future. So, here controlling is forward looking because it provides basis for planning. The things, the objectives which are being assumed and predetermined in planning sets a particular goal to be achieved, and in controlling you see what are the deviations, what the deviations occur, actually what was being expected and what is actually done. So, here controlling gives a base for future planning. If you find small errors, that can be ignored, but if there are lot many errors or mistakes, that can be corrected in your future terms of planning. So, it is a forward looking function. Control is action oriented, as in controlling we have seen that it tells about what was being expected, what was being predetermined and what is actually happening in the current state. So, here you can see that there is a gap, and if there is a deviation you can correct it. So, basically controlling is about action oriented. If you know the objective, if you are aware of what is being expected, controlling becomes easy to manage. Controlling also involves measurement. Here in controlling we need to measure the performance, and with the help of measurement or evaluation of performance we can easily detect the deviations and we can try to minimize those deviations in terms of wastage, cost or time. So, controlling involves measurement. And finally, controlling is linked with other functions of management. The functions of management includes planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. Planning helps to set the goals of the organization. Organizing helps to assemble and classify the things according to the task or the needs of the organization. Staffing actually helps in the recruitment of the employees, and directing somewhere helps to guide and motivate the employees. Controlling is the final step which helps in the measurement and evaluation of the performance of a particular individual, and it also helps in the correction pattern or checking the errors of a particular set of activities, which establishes a link between the planning and controlling. So, these were the points in the features of controlling. Coming on to the next, that is importance of controlling. Point number 1 is it helps in achieving objective. Actually, in controlling, the planning gives a base of what is being expected, what is the predetermined goal. So, controlling works accordingly to achieve those goals which were already been established. So, it helps in achieving of objectives. It also helps in better coordination. Here, in terms of planning, the employees are aware of what is being expected and what is being done. So, in controlling, when you have a personal contact with the individual, there is an atmosphere of discipline and action, and which results in a proper coordination between a manager and an employee, and hence it helps in the achievement of coordination and increase in efficiency with minimum wastage. It also helps in improving employees' morale. Here, employees' morale is related to the order and disciplinary pattern which is maintained in the controlling atmosphere. It somewhere helps the employees to go to the manager with the certain problems, and the manager also helps the employees to solve those problems, which increases the morale of employee and creates a positive environment in which the employees are happy doing their work very smoothly and very efficiently. It also helps in decision making. In controlling, you know as what is being expected. If the manager finds certain deviations, he can take a decision related to minimizing those errors. If the errors are very small or negligible, these can be avoided, but in fact if the errors are large and it can cause a huge loss to a company, here it facilitates the manager to take a decision regarding those problems. It also helps in efficient uses of resources. Here the objectives are clear and the manager is very well aware of the resources available in the organization. It can be in the form of men, machine, material, money, method. So, these resources can be easily lined up with the objectives in the process of controlling, so that the work can be done very smoothly and efficiently, and obviously the goals can be achieved which are set in planning. It helps in better planning. Generally, control gives a base for next planning. It has been rightly said that it is a forward looking function, because in a certain process, if the things are predetermined and you find certain deviations in the controlling process, it gives a base, it gives a support for the next better planning in the organization. If there are certain deviations, that deviations can be minimized or controlled in the next planning process, and hence the objectives can be set accordingly. Last is, it ensures order and discipline. Here controlling sets a particular atmosphere of order and discipline in which the employees have to work accordingly and the corrections can be made on the part of a manager. Coming on to the next, that is the types of controlling. We have three types of controlling. The first is feed forward controlling, second is concurrent controlling, and third is feedback controlling. Now let us see what is feed forward controlling. Feed forward controlling is basically the process which starts at the initial stage when the things are in the process of input, when you actually provide input to the organization. Here you anticipate the problem and you assume what is going to happen in a particular set of process. So, this process actually starts when the complete process is not working, but it is about to start. So, here the problem is being anticipated in advance. Second is the concurrent planning. Here actually the problems are corrected when they happen, means when the process is actually in the transition state. Here you need to control the things when you can see or when you can evaluate that there are certain deviations or errors. So, in concurrent the problems occurs, or when the controlling is done when the process is actually in process. Then last is the feedback control. Here the controlling is done when the process has completed. Here they correct the problem after they occur. So, somewhere you can see that feed forward is a proactive approach and feedback is a reactive approach. In feed forward, before actual the process starts, you need to anticipate the problem and you need to do a feed forward control. Whereas in feedback control, the process has actually ended up and you have to give a particular reaction to what the problem has occurred. So, in the next process or in the next time, those same problems will not occur again and again. So, these are the three types of control, that is feed forward control which anticipates problem, concurrent control which correct problems as they occur, and feedback control which correct problems after they occur. Let us see the process of controlling. In controlling, we have 4 steps. Step number 1 is establishing the objectives or standards. Step number 2 is measurement of actual performance. Step number 3 is comparison of actual performance with the standards, and step number 4 is corrective action if necessary, and all this are linked with the feedback 1. So, let us see them in detail one by one. Here step number 1 is establishing standard. First step in establishing control system is setting standards. Standards serve as a basis for measuring performance. They are expressed in quantitative and qualitative terms. So, before starting the process of controlling, you need to establish a standard that what is being actually expected. It can be expressed in terms of quality as well as quantitative terms. Number 2 is measuring the actual performance. It is not only knowing what has happened, but also what is likely to happen. It means that deviations are to be predicted in advance and take corrective actions in advance for achievement as soon as the operations are completed. Now, here when the standards are set, the objectives are set, the things what is actually happening is measured. Here you can see that what was being expected or targeted in your standards and what is actually happening. If you find any deviations, those things are to be measured in the performance level. So, second stage is all about the actual performance. Step number 3 is comparison of actual performance with standards. Now, here it involves 2 steps. First, you need to find the extent of the deviation, to what extent the deviation has occurred when you see the actual performance. If the deviations are minor, it can be ignored, but if the deviations are major, it needs to be corrected at that particular time. Next is identifying the causes of such deviations. Identifying the causes of such deviations helps to rectify or minimize those errors, and it can also help the organization on long term basis that what are or what were the causes of such deviations. Lastly, the corrective actions. After seeing the actual performance and the standard one, you can find the deviations related to the actual performance and standard, and it is a last step of controlling process which requires that action should be taken to maintain the desired level of control in the system and operation. When you see there is a deviation between an actual and standard, you need to take a corrective action, and the manager plays a very crucial role in correcting those action with the help of supervision. Let us discuss this with the help of example. Now, here Atul and Ajay are good friends. They decided to start up a business. They planned to offer some products related to labels, manuals, marketing material, memo pads, etc. For that, they thought of creating an environment which would provide an efficient service to their customer. Now, as per standard, the average person types between 38 to 40 minutes per words per minute. So, keeping this in mind, they decided to hire 2 typists. One was named Bittu and another one was Raju. They were being appointed and were assigned the work related to typing. But within few days, it was being realized that Raju's typing speed was comparatively low, and it was between 18 to 20 words per minute, which was being expected to 38 to 40 minutes per minute. Now, here Ajay finds that there was an efficiency problem in working pattern of Raju, because here the set target was giving a good working environment to everyone, and the standard was 38 to 40 words per minute in the typing speed, but actually the performance was between 18 to 20 words per minute in Raju's performance, and hence here the Raju's performance was very good in terms of creative and designing skills. Finally, Ajay and Atul decided not to remove him from the organization. Instead, they decided to hire a new typist in place of Raju who can do his work. So, here you can see that Raju's performance was being monitored, was being controlled. The actual or the expected performance was 38 to 40 words per minute, but the result came into 18 to 20 words per minute, which was there was a large deviation between his performance, and hence his replacement was being searched by the owner, that is Atul and Ajay. The last is the prerequisites of controlling. The essential things to be taken into picture are: in controlling, the correct action should be taken at correct time. If there is a time gap between finding the deviation, then it can occur a huge loss to a company. It should be indicative as well as suggestive. The controlling technique should indicate the errors as well as it should develop some tools and techniques to give a particular platform for corrections. It should be understandable and economical. The tools and techniques for correction should be understandable in terms of manager, and as well as it should be cost efficient in installations for certain tools and techniques. So, here it should be in economic terms. Suggest remedial actions. In controlling techniques, you should also suggest the remedial action instead of punishing or taking some strict actions against those employees. You should suggest some remedial actions with properly motivating atmosphere or some sort of training, so that it will help to create a proper environment. The controlling should be objective based. It should know what is being expected and what is being performed. It should also be flexible enough, because if controlling is done in a rigid environment, it can somewhere harm the atmosphere of the organization. So, the manager should take the decision on the basis of the changing environment, on the changing pattern or tools and techniques, and finally motivating. The controlling technique should be motivating, it should be guiding, and it should be supporting to the employees, because instead of motivating you go for the punishment or strict actions, somewhere lot many errors can happen and it can cause a huge loss to the company. So, today students, we have learned about the basic concepts of controlling along with the feature, importance, types, process and prerequisites of controlling. Thank you. Have a nice day.